Welcome everybody to the round of New Hampshire. We are back for this race weekend for the second time of this season. Jeff James has just earned his 5th Sony pole of the season. Man, isn't he turning into the Rocket Man or what? When the championship season is heating up, we're coming down to very close to the end of the season. Only 11 races to go after this one. James trying to close in on Curtis, but it's hard to close in on Curtis when he qualifies in the top 5 and runs top 5s most of this season. Curtis is the only driver to have more than 10 top 5s this season. He holds 11 top 5s. He's just been so good. His teammate Cody Lamas also starting in the top 5. CBM has just been one of the best teams here. And as we just look throughout the top 10 in qualifying, Jeff James, Jake Bassinger, DJ Curtis, there's Eugene Max in the mix of it as well. Jordan Davis, Luke Martin, just a bunch of guys trying to cling to their championship hopes. Basically, the top 8 in the championship are going to be our contenders battling for this championship, as Curtis, James, Caps and Bassinger, or Caps and Turner are all fighting to be the point leader here. You got guys like Bassinger, Silver Fox, DeMax, and Lynn. The top 8 in the standings are all within 100 points of each other. So, I mean, they're all really close, not really close, but that's basically the guys that's going to be battling for the championship down to the Homestead finale race. Just everyone else outside of that, just 150 points back with 11 races to go. That's just way too far back to even make anything happen. But Jesse Turner in the 17 car qualified deep in the field. He's starting 35th position. Not a good run for our title contender of the 2015 champion. He's going to have to work his way up as we get set and ready for the start of round 25. Coming to the line, we're getting ready and set to go racing. Like mentioned in the pre-race, Jeff James is just earned his 5th Sony pole of the season, trying to gain any points he can on Curtis. Curtis starting 5th in position. The green flag flies, and we're underway and racing at New Hampshire. On the jump, down the back straightaway, the leaders are side by side going into turn 3. Eugene DeMax just blasts his way to the front on the outside. Goes right around Jeff James, and Eugene DeMax will take the point and lead the first lap. Battle for the 3rd position as DJ Curtis is digging hard underneath of Zachary Fitzwater in the 8 Toyota. Curtis has just been so good this season. He's got 11 top 5s and 14 top 10s. No wonder he is the point leader right now. So consistent this year. It's so hard when guys like Jeff James and Eugene DeMax are trying to close on him and run so well when Curtis is just hot on their heels. They are the top 3 in this 151 lap race, only on coming to lap 5. But here comes DJ Curtis going for the 2nd position. Jeff James's car just does not look like it's that good compared to what it was in qualifying. I guess they had the qualifying setup in, and their race setup just doesn't look as competitive, as Jeff James is slipping backwards right now, going back into 3rd as Zachary Fitzwater and Nick Mace run door-to-door with him as they're trying to get 3rd position now. But up front, DJ Curtis has ran down Eugene DeMax. These front 2 drivers have pulled away from the rest of the field, and they are looking really good on the short run at least. Nick Mace trying to run them down. He's now into 3rd. But Curtis, he's looking to get around the 24 of Eugene DeMax. Battle for the lead. DJ Curtis looking low of Eugene DeMax. They're door-to-door. We're only on lap 14 going on 15. Curtis, the point leader, looking to get a bonus point. Eugene DeMax trying to keep him back. DeMax has been right there around 6th and 7th in the standings. A little over 2 races behind DJ Curtis in the championship. Guys like DeMax really needs Curtis to just falter and needs him to lose points. But Curtis has just been on a tear this season and has been so good as he peeks out front, trying to take the lead away from DeMax, and it looks as though he's going to get it done. Curtis, the point leader, takes the lead at the line. problems for Dejon Weeks. He had to bring it on in. He thought he might have been cutting a tire down, and Dejon Weeks is forced to pit early. Looking at Jesse Turner, Turner had to start deep in the field for this race and also last race that we were here at New Hampshire. Jesse Turner had to go to the rear and fight his way to the front, and right now sits 23rd. He's made up about 12 positions since the start of the race. Passing is tough to do on this track, but Turner and that Turner Fenway Racing powered Ford, he has got a quick car just like he has been this season. He's going to go by Charles Sanford for the 22nd spot. Turner slowly but surely moving his way forward. He needs to get to the front, especially with his rival for the championship leading laps right now. However, DJ Curtis now has ran up on lap car Nick Piercles, which has held him up tremendously. And Eugene DeMax is here now underneath of him. But DeMax looking low at Piercles. Piercles making his first race in 15 races. Nick Mace has entered this fray. He's trying to keep up with these guys, and Piercles is not making any friends with DJ Curtis for sure. Got him in the way, and Curtis's lead is no more. The Mace Enterprises Chevys go 1-2. Mace is in the battle now. As he's into second, Eugene Max goes back out front. Back here for the battle for fourth position, Jordan Davis has cut clear from Jeff James and has moved his Chevy into the fourth position. The Mace Enterprises cars look pretty quick as they're first and second, and also Jordan Davis having a good outing. Luke Martin has worked his way into the fifth position as well. James back to sixth. Bassinger seventh. Rodriguez in eighth. Ninth is the Griffin car with the rookie. Right now, rookie of the race, going to gain a point on Weeks' troubles. And Zachary Fitzwater right now in the 10th position. Battle for second. Eugene DeMax, Nick Mace, and DJ Curtis all going at it for the lead. Curtis trying to get second position away from Nick Mace. The battle between these front three drivers to try and lead this race has been a fun one to watch. And DeMax pulls a few car lengths on Mace and Curtis, but Mace fighting back on Curtis on the outside. But Curtis digging hard on the inside. It's hard to pass here at New Hampshire, just really flat. You got to have a car that has really good grip and can turn really well. And Curtis, what a rebound he's had since his last time he was here. Curtis, he wasn't even a top 10 car when he was here earlier this week, or earlier this season. And here for this weekend, he's been one of the quickest cars and showing that he's one to contend with for the championship. But the Mace Enterprises cars of DeMax and Mace want to win this race, but they're going to have to earn it for sure with the way Curtis is driving today. He's trying to take over second, but Mace is not giving up just yet. Our leaders of Eugene DeMax, DJ Curtis, and Nick Mace are starting to run into lap traffic, so this is going to affect their race cars and affect how they get around them. And Curtis trying to go up the middle. What a gutsy move by Curtis, using Zayden Davidson up. And Curtis around the outside is going to try and challenge Eugene DeMax for the race lead. And on the outside, it is car 19 and 24 door-to-door as they come up on William Brock. Brock's on the inside line. DeMax and Mace charging on that inside groove. But where will Brock line up? It's going to be right in front of Curtis. So that move's not going to pay off for Curtis. He's going to drop back even more. Lap cars have not been a good thing for Curtis this race, as Nick Mace is going to scoot on by him. And DeMax keeps the lead. Eugene DeMax is starting to clear some thick lap traffic as he's low of Charlie Smith. Nick Mace and DJ Curtis are still behind a bunch of lap cars. They're needing to try and find a way by him. Dylan Young diving out behind Nick Piercles, who has now gone 2 laps down. Nick Mace going to try and pass Alan Cavanaro now. Eugene DeMax getting some distance on him in the second place car. Here's some players that are starting to creep into the picture as they are making do of lap traffic better than the leaders are. Jordan Davis and Luke Martin, they are creeping their way to the front, and they aren't that far behind DJ Curtis, who's in third. Then there's Nick Mace and Eugene DeMax. They are still a ways behind the leader, but they are slowly but surely creeping their way to the front. Jordan Davis, Luke Martin, slowly coming to the leaders right now as we're closing in on halfway. Levi Pasco coming down pit road. This could be the start of green flag pit stops. We're not sure yet, but Pasco is in pretty early. Levi Pasco is in trouble. They're going under the hood of that race car. Levi Pasco in the Athenian Chevy has not had a very good second half of the season. He's just had a lot of mishaps for that 55 Chevy on pit road with the hood up. Something is wrong with Levi Pasco's race car. The leaders have gotten away from a lot of the lap cars. They're still dealing with Sky Commons, but then they got a big open track. Like, there's not many lap cars in their way now, so the leaders are starting to get back, form together as they're starting to race each other. Nick Mace clawing his way to his teammate Eugene DeMax, who has led a good portion of this race. DJ Curtis, I think, has got a really quick car, a car that could possibly beat one of the Mace Enterprises cars if he is not dealt a bad hand with some lap cars. So he could be a threat. The top three have been really quick this race, but about a half a straightaway behind them. Jordan Davis and Luke Martin, they are still there, and with pit strategy coming up, with pit stops coming, they could still get themselves back in contention here. We're hearing something might be going wrong with Ryan Griffin's car because he was running right there around 10th position for a while, but he has just been off the pace. He might have burned the tires off of it, but he just does not have any speed. Yeah, you see down the straightaway, just does not have much speed. He might be down a cylinder. Not entirely sure on the story with Ryan Griffin, but he's the next car to go a lap down. Coming up on halfway in the race, the leaders have ran up on lap cars again. Eugene Max chooses to go high around Bradley Bishop Jr. Nick Mace goes in behind Bishop Jr. We're going to see how this plays out. Lap cars are side by side. Looks like going with Allen was the better choice. Maybe. We're going to have to see. Curtis goes high. Nick Mace trying to get the bottom to roll, but DeMax rolling around the outside. Gonna keep the lead, bringing Curtis along with him. And yeah, DeMax keeps the lead, but lap cars of Bradley Bishop Jr. and Andreas Allen have been really a big problem for these guys right now. Curtis gets second position. Nick Mace did not choose wisely of which lap car to roll with, but man, Bishop Jr. throwing a little bit of a block on Mace, but they're going to lap Pericles for the third time today. DeMax continuing to hold the lead just past halfway. Battle for the lead brewing as more lap cars are in the way. Eugene Max chose to go high around Charles Sanford, and it got him loose, and Curtis pounced on him, and to the inside comes Curtis. Side by side down the back straightaway, Curtis and DeMax throwing it 3 wide on Charles Sanford. Curtis having to lift a little bit to keep from running into DeMax. They're side by side off the corner. DeMax trying to keep Curtis back. And at the line, Eugene DeMax holds the lead for now, but Curtis gonna have to fall back in line. Nick Mace has been struggling with lap cars to try and keep up. He's gonna be held behind Malik Nevins, but these leaders racing hard every lap. Jordan Davis will be the first car to pit. He's pitting early. This is the strategy I was talking about. He's pitting with his teammate Eugene DeMax, our leader. Man, this is going to be interesting to see. Jeff James and his teammate Dom Capps have also came in. The very next lap later, Nick Mace is bringing his Chevy on in. Luke Martin and Curtis have all stayed out. Luke Martin is now in. Eugene Max is back on the racetrack as everyone's pitting. DJ Curtis, however, in the 19 has yet to pit. Now, DJ Curtis brings his Ford in. He's going to be one of the last few to pit. He's wanting fresher tires late into the run, so this is going to be interesting to see where Curtis lines up. As we have just a little over 60 laps to go, Eugene DeMax is your race leader after short pitting, but the thing is, if we go green the rest of the way, his tire is going to fall off more than the rest of the field. Nick Mace further back's in second position. Third is DJ Curtis. No, it's not. Jordan Davis is lead by him now, and Curtis has failed to fourth. Luke Martin's in fifth position. Sixth spot, you got to go all the way back to Jeff James. His teammate Dom Capps is in the seventh position. Eighth is Dejon Weeks. He has yet to pit since his problems he had early in the race. And ninth position is Carson Scott. And then round out the top 10, Zachary Fitzwater. But, man, Jordan Davis has leaped in here. Top 3 are Mace Enterprises cars. Oh, and caution flag is out. Ryan Griffin has problems, and this is going to shake up everything. Griffin's been having problems for a long time here, and Jake Part just got into him, spun him down into Steven Jenkins. Hart has a bunch of damage now, but that's going to shake up a lot of things and a lot of strategy calls that they had going. Well, as we come back to the restart, it's lap 94 of 151. Everything can change from this restart on. So we're going to look. Jesse Turner, our championship contender, was so lucky with his caution. So was Dejon Weeks. He had to pit still, and he stayed out, so he's still on the lead lap. Eugene DeMax, Nick Mace, Jordan Davis, teammates line up 1, 2, 3 as we're back on our way of racing. Oh, trouble! Hayden Klein got spun. Into the pack he goes. Charlie Smith's there. He got a bunch of trouble. Sean Harple gets spun in front of Jesse Turner. And caution flag flies. Charlie Smith's day is done. Here it is again. He gets turned off the bumper of Kyle Collins. And it's going to spin up the track into Charlie Smith, taking him out of the race. Klein was having a good run for the most part of the day. He was running close to the 20th position most of the day. And he's going to be out of the race as well. We're going to try this again for another restart and see what we can't do. With 51 laps to go, Eugene DeMax has been the dominant car of this race. But Nick Mace, Jordan Davis, oh, trouble in the back of the field again. Caution flag is already out again. And trouble for Ryan Griffin. We're going to see here, William Brock goes to the outside, we're going to see. And Griffin just blocks him. And around he went. So Griffin just not having a good day at all. Well, we're going to try it again for another restart. 45 laps to go now. DeMax leads the field down. Let's see how the field does for this restart. Our lap cars are really making good headway on the bottom, kicking Nick Mace, Jordan Davis, and Curtis and all them way up high in the unpreferred line. Oh, Fitzwater nearly got turned in the back by Jeffrey Lynn. But Eugene DeMax is checking out right now. Nick Mace throwing it 3 wide up the middle. Trying to go in the middle of these lap cars, trying to get by them. They're just in the way right now. And Mace blasts his way by the lap cars, at least most of them. Still trying to clear that inside groove where it's the most preferred line. Jeff James has had a great restart. He went by Jordan Davis, Luke Martin, and DJ Curtis. He's now in the 3rd position. Curtis, our point leader's in a hairy spot in between the FBM cars as he's trying to blast his way by these lap cars. Luke Martin into the 4th position. Nick Mace cuts clear of the inside line as he tries to run down his teammate Eugene DeMax. Dylan Young's in the way, going to be in the way of them guys. But Jeff James doing what he needs to do right now, and that's finish ahead of the 19 car. More problems in the back of the field when Zachary Fitzwater would get into the lap car. Zayden Davidson spinning him to the inside groove and causing a big stack up involving Jake Bassinger and James Silverfox, title contenders, and a bunch of other cars also back there. Jesse Turner being one. Man, everyone's been racing so hard in the last few laps. We were hoping to go green the whole way, but now these guys, the attrition is high. Everyone's trying to get as much as they can, and it's really causing a bit of a wreck fest right now. Eugene DeMax will have to line up again on the outside line. Dylan Young got a bit of a good restart there alongside of him. Let's hope we can keep it green the rest of the way. Eugene DeMax has his teammate Nick Mace behind him, but he's going to have to get to the inside groove, and he might be able to off the corner behind Young, and he will. Jordan Fisher is just good enough to run door-to-door with Nick Mace. So is Ryan Acosta, and it's really been a pain for Nick Mace and Jeff James and the rest of the lead lap cars down there, because the inside's the way you need to go around this racetrack, but you got some slow guys right there in the way. Eugene DeMax in the preferred line right now as he's starting to check out from the leaders. Nick Mace and Jeff James have gotten clear of the lap cars, and they are now able to challenge Eugene DeMax and get up here and battle for the lead. Dylan Young still a lapper in the way. Luke Martin trying to clear Jordan Fisher there, and he will. So the top 4 now are right here in the thick of things. Jeff James underneath of Nick Mace for second position, trying to take it away, and it looks as though he will. Jeff James, who has not been that fast since the start of the race. He actually wasn't even that quick in the start of the race. He lost the lead on lap 1 to Eugene Max, and now has Eugene Max in his crosshairs as he's looking to try and take the lead from DeMax in the closing laps. Luke Martin underneath of Nick Mace for the 3rd position. Just look at the storylines from the top 3 right now. If we can stay the green the rest of the way, we can have a great battle here. Eugene Max looking for his 20th win. Jeff James looking for his 10th win. And Luke Martin looking for his 20th win. Nick Mace looking for a 29th win as well. But, man, a lot of storylines that could happen here. The top 3 looking for big milestones in their career, especially DeMax and Martin as they're retiring at the end of the season. And Luke Martin's got a bit of a run on Jeff James on the outside, but Nick Mace is looking to try and take it away on the bottom. Eugene DeMax keeping Jeff James at bay right now as he runs door-to-door with a lap car. Jeff James and Luke Martin now have nothing in their way but the leader, Eugene DeMax. This is about to get intense. Close to about 25 laps to go now. And Eugene DeMax, Jeff James, Luke Martin both want this win so badly for everything it means for these drivers. 20th win or a 10th win could happen for these drivers. Eugene DeMax, Luke Martin retiring at the end of the season, both looking for 20 wins in their career. Jeff James looking for the 10th win in his career. And they're going to have to drive hard if they want to get this win. From Eugene DeMax. DeMax has been the best car here today, but Jeff James and Luke Martin rising to the occasion in the final laps. Coming to 10 laps to go, not a single fan at New Hampshire Speedway are sitting down as we are watching 3 of the best drivers of the series duke it out. 1 rising superstar, 2 veterans saying goodbye to the series after the end of the year. All 3 of them looking for a milestone victory. Jeff James looking for his 10th win, looking high, but he slips high. Whoa, he drove it in deep on the high side, trying to get something going. But Luke Martin to the inside, gonna try and get something for second. Side by side, Martin trying to get his 20th win, so is DeMax. DeMax has been so good this race. It would be a shame to see him lose this one because he's been so good. He's gonna have to hold off Luke Martin and Jeff James as they're side by side for second position. Jeff James not wanting to give up. Luke Martin knows that winning a race is coming to the close here. The season's coming to a close as Martin and DeMax, they're running out of races to try and get one more win before they retire. DeMax has just been, this is his race. This is his race to lose. And DeMax has been so good, he's just going to have to hold off for another 8 more laps. Coming around to 2 laps to go for Eugene DeMax. Jeff James and Luke Martin have been fighting hard for that second position, but have not been able to prevail on the 24 car. Eugene DeMax looking to get his 20th win of his career with him retiring at the end of this season. Him and Martin have wanted 20 wins before they have retired. DeMax is came prepared for this race. He's been so good. He's got 1 more lap to hold off Jeff James and Luke Martin. No lap car in the way. White flag in the air for Eugene DeMax. James and Martin don't have anything for him, I don't believe. They've gave him shots, but they've been able to hold off. Back there in the 3rd or 4th position, DJ Curtis looking to pass Nick Mace and make it where Jeff James is only going to gain 1 point on Curtis, or on Jeff James. Jeff James not able to lead a lap and not able to make a charge on DeMax. Here they come to the checker flag. 7th win for the season for Mace Enterprises and 2nd win of the season for Eugene DeMax and 20th win of his career. What a drive by the Mace Enterprises cars as all 4 of them finish inside the top 7. And what a drive. Eugene DeMax led over 100 laps today and had such a dominating performance. And he is the third driver in history to ever win 20 races or more in his career. That is his 20th win of his career. That is such a big feat. It's so hard to get 20 wins in your career. Only Nick Mace and Richard Johnson has ever done that. And Eugene Max, closing out his career at the end of this season, gets 20 wins and gets his second win of the season here at New Hampshire. A second win at New Hampshire as well, as he won here for his second career victory back in Season 3. How about that for Eugene Max? And with DJ Curtis beating Nick Mace at the line to get fourth, and with Jeff James not leading a lap this race, that means that DJ Curtis was only able to keep Jeff James from gaining 1 point on him today. So the title fight is still relatively close, as DJ Curtis earned his 12th top 5 of the season. Let's get you to the championship standings and the results after round 25.